Hello and welcome to Way Too Broad.
Oh shit. Ben, are you doing the intro this week?
Nope.
A show for somebody to talk about something.
A show where we talk about it.
Hello and welcome to Way Too Broad, a place for friends to talk about the things that they're really, really ridiculously excited about. Erin.
It sounded like you said a place for friends to talk about. I guess that makes sense.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
We're off the rails already. This is like a record. I'm Hannah. And I'm going to try to keep us on the rails tonight. Just a little bit. And my co-hosts are Ben and Erin. Hi, Ben.
What's up?
Who mostly stayed quiet. Thank you.
Sorry
for that.
Off the rails.
Hi, Erin.
Off the rails.
What's
Off
up?
the rails.
What's up, my cousins? What's up, my cousins?
What's up, cousin Erin? I won't punish you. I won't punish you for your misbehavior.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's been a long freaking week.
Same.
Heck yes.
Did y'all see the thing going around the internet yesterday that was like, it literally feels like the 74th of January? I was like, hashtag relatable. But I was telling that to somebody and they were like, yeah, January had 5 Mondays.
Yeah.
I was like, no fucking wonder, y'all. Jesus.
God damn. One
Goddamn
Wario.
One Wario.
Potty is the 10th of one Wario.
What's the one for February?
February. Oh my god. What's everybody drinking? Because it seems like a bunch of alcohol.
Yeah.
Nope.
Erin, what are you drinking?
I, in a surprising turn of events, am drinking a gin and grapefruit juice.
Wow, 3 in a row.
Again. It's what I have, and it's what called to me. I finished, I'm on a new brand of gin.
Oh.
Now, this is a local Durham-made gin called, it's Durham Distillery, but the kind is called Navy Strength, so it's, like, very strong.
What was the gin you were using before?
Beefeater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Molly got this Navy Strength gin, I think as a wedding gift, and like we'll be married in April 2 years. So she's been like, I'll like take it to pull it out to use it, and she'll be like, "Don't use that yet. Use the other gin." So we just finally, because I've been drinking so much gin, finished the other gin. So I've earned it this drink, I guess. I've slain.
Is it still a Ginny Weasley?
It's not, because I didn't put anything to red in it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, we'll call it a Ginny Weasley.
Could you see the disappointment in my face?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to let you down. You looked as disappointed as when Harry and Ginny got together, so.
Yeah.
What are you drinking, Hannah?
I have 2 drinks tonight. One of them is a lovely mixed drink from Ian, who has now made it his duty to make me a mixed drink right before I record every week.
Love that.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's a cranberry pineapple juice and bourbon.
Oh.
It's so good. It mostly just tastes like cranberry pineapple juice.
Yummy.
That's how I like my bourbon.
And my other drink is a fun little novelty item that I picked up today so that I could show you guys that it existed.
Ooh.
You might know. It's a new Diet Coke that's flavored.
Oh.
Do you know about these?
No. Oh, wait, I think I have seen these. They have, like, really colorful bottles, right?
Cans.
Oh,
Well,
what the
man's
fuck
bed.
ever.
Cans!
But this one's a can, and the flavor is zesty blood.
No.
Orange.
Got me. You got me.
But, like,
Oh.
they picked that name, and there's one that's called Feisty Cherry, too.
Is it just Diet Coke line or Coke too?
Huh?
Is it just Diet Cokes or is there Coke too?
Just diet.
Okay.
They don't flavor the regular Coke?
Well, I mean, not these flavors.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
These flavors are special.
She's zooming the can in and out of the camera.
I'm gonna spill Diet Coke all over my computer. Should definitely stop that.
You're gonna spill zesty blood all over your microphone.
Zesty blood.
Oh, jeez.
Orange.
You really got me.
I win the game. I did a good pause.
I was
and
like,
I got you.
it is not Halloween anymore. Diet Coke. What are you drinking, Ben?
It's pretty good.
Water.
Water.
That's it.
That's it.
That's okay. You're a hardworking man.
Thank you.
I saw our mom last night. Ben's and my mom.
You
and
saw your mom. Oh.
And she was saying that she also loves that beer, and she was excited to hear you were drinking it.
That's good. We've talked about
Shout
it
out
before.
to Mom.
Hey, shout out to Aunt Brown. Hey, Aunt Brown.
Brown.
I keep
Aunt
meaning
Brown.
to holler at your parents. I'm going to be in New York in August for a wedding. So I thought I'd come by and see everybody. We would come by and see everybody while we're up there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, you're still the only member of our family that's like visited us. Except
That's not
for like people that live in our state, but like all of our out of state relatives haven't been to our house.
Yeah. Like
Still
my,
not
parents'
true.
house.
my
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Who has-
What about our grandfather?
I meant on our dad's side.
Hasn't Uncle Al
Nope.
visited before?
No.
Aunt Connie lives out of state.
Yeah, technically.
you burnt.
You burnt.
And by technically, I mean she lives in New York, which is a
Right.
different state.
Literally and technically.
Has she been to our house though?
Figuratively and theoretically.
She stayed at our house, yeah. This is really boring for everyone.
Let's list our relatives one by one and talk about if they've come to your house.
But you definitely should, and I'm definitely going to
Maddie,
leave that part
Maddie's
in.
been to your house.
I think what you meant to say, Ben, is that Erin is the only person you remember ever visiting us before.
I'm your
Apparently.
favorite visitor you've ever had at your house. I think is what you meant to say. Good times.
I wanted to tell you guys... Good times. I wanted to tell you guys about a cool surprise that I got on our Twitter the other day.
Oh. Was it Lin-Manuel
guess-
Miranda liking something?
No.
Oh, one day.
No, nothing so exciting. But, you know, last week, I think I mentioned, hopefully, that we were featured on 2 Pods a Day.
Yeah.
I don't remember what day it was, but you can go back and
Look
check
your
their Twitter or
fucking
their
self.
Facebook, and you can see it. Well, I don't know if this is an outcome of that or if it's just because I happen to follow them on our Twitter account, but there is a service called Podknife, which is
I'm a
website
Podknife.
that...
I'm a Podknife.
Oh, my God!
I'm a pot knife. He's about a butter.
I love that song. Oh, man. I got to do that album as my obsession one time. That's such a
Do it
good
now.
album. Well, you know, careful what you wish for. I don't know what that meant. So, anyway, they just randomly out of nowhere added us to their podcast searching website, and it's pretty neat because
Oh,
I don't know if
cool.
you guys checked the link, but it's got like all kinds of information, like some stuff that even I didn't know about our ear snack,
Oh.
like the fact that the average duration of an episode of ours is an hour, 10 minutes, and 50 seconds.
I was going to guess an hour, 15 minutes.
Close.
That's pretty
But no
cool.
cigar. It's got our premiere date. It's got all of our Twitters on it.
Wow.
It's got
Wow, I
our
like
production
this.
locations. And also, like, they tweeted, like, it says, we just added Two Broad podcast to Podknife. Dig into a range of topics with pals Any Disco Greg, Ernburn, and Anthropology, and learn more at, and there's the link to the thing. So, like, somebody wrote that
That's
who
so
must have
great.
listened to at least a little bit of one of our podcasts, so it's nice.
Cool.
So cool.
So thanks, Podknife.
Thanks, Podknife. If I get a
Yeah,
chance, I'm going to show them that they're never going to need another. Never need another.
Never need another podcast. The only other thing is Star Wars, but
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
not ready to talk about Star Wars anymore. I need to watch it again.
I don't know
I
what
knew
it's
that would
like.
happen.
One of you could come with it as your obsession, is what I say to you.
But I don't
Yeah.
like it that much.
I
So that's on
I-
Hannah.
You know what?
Is this a place for friends to talk about things that they really don't like very much?
Is this a place for friends to force other friends to talk about things that they like but they didn't want to talk about this week? Ben?
Is this a place for friends to talk about
It
things
wasn't
the other
my
friend hasn't
idea.
seen and maybe might want to like save the surprise, but like at her own timeline and not on anyone else's?
Yes.
And
Is
Ben?
this a place for friends to give each other homework for what to be really, really ridiculously excited about at a later date? Okay, go ahead, Erin.
All right, I have two notes. Two notes for you, friends, today. Note number 1 finished the Incredible Mrs. Maisel. What is it?
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Loved it.
Marvelous. This
Marvelous
Loved
Mrs.
it.
Maisel.
I was like, this should be my obsession. I was like, fuck, Ben already did it. But anyway, I loved it.
Good.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really complicated. Complex. A lot going on.
Love
Loved it.
complicated things.
Complex. Loved it. Thanks for the recommendation, Ben.
NP.
Thanks, Ben.
Huh?
What'd you say, Ben?
NP.
MP. My second thing is an outrage to share with you fine folks. I have a friend who I will not disclose who it is. It's somebody very close to me, and possibly to one of you as well. Okay, that's all I'll say. And she and I were speaking on the phone, because some things are worth a phone call. And she was saying how the only problem with watching the Great British Baking Show is that now she wants cake all the time. And I was like, oh, awesome. What season are you on? And she said, oh, I only watched the last part of every episode of every season. Just to see who won.
What?
And I know. Just to see who won.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, so does that mean she only watched the Showstoppers?
I think, she only watched the last episode.
Oh, wait.
Like, not even the whole thing. I think just the end, like the last part of the last episode
Then
of
she
every
didn't
season.
watch it.
Excuse me
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
That means she only knows, like, 3 of the contestants from every season.
Yeah.
And they might not even be their favorites. So there's so much stuff that happens.
I know. I was, like, getting really upset about it, as you understandably. And she was like, why are you freaking out about this? And I'm like, because you didn't watch it. She's like, I watched it. I saw them bake some stuff. I was like, she's like, why do you care? And I was like, because you made me believe that you and I had a shared experience and we didn't. It's like
That shows
It's
about
like
the
if-
people and the storylines.
it's like we've been friends for a decade. It's like if somebody I met yesterday started calling me their best friend, you would be like, you're not their best friend. I put in the time. Like, right? Like I've put in the time.
Oh my god, that's infuriating.
Why would you do that? Why would that be the way you would choose
Has
to
she
consume
watched
that?
any other things like that?
I don't know. You know, she's a busy lady. I'm not necessarily opposed to her doing that. I'm opposed to her doing that and then saying that she's watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
definitely.
can say
I
that you
hasn't
sampled
watched
it.
Yeah.
I'm opposed to all of it. If you're gonna, here's the thing. That's like, okay, I don't have enough time to read a whole book, so I'm just going to read the last chapter of the book, and then I read the book.
Yeah.
Like, no, you didn't read the book. You ruined the book for yourself, and you went about your business.
You read the book for yourself and everyone else.
Yeah, and then you went and told everyone that you read the book.
It's just false advertising. It's false advertising. Like, in this world, I need some truth, and I need your words to mean... I need to be able to take you at face value. It's like... I don't want to be second guessing everybody. The next person I meet who's like, oh, I love the Great British Bake Off, I'm going to be like, well, did you watch the whole thing?
And they're going to think you're crazy.
I
and
know.
That's on her.
That's on her.
She did that to you.
It's like my mom being like, yeah, I read the Harry Potters. I read some of them and watched some of the movies. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's like, everybody has that tick now. Everybody who's read the books will ask people if they've read the books. So at least you're not alone in that. But this is like your lonely cross to bear. This is not normal.
Thank you. I knew you two would understand the depth of my disturbance on this matter.
I have to think that most people would understand. For my own sanity.
Well, since Ben was the last person in the world to watch it, besides this person, I think everyone in the world would understand.
But they would say that they've watched it. It's like any other cooking show. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, maybe. Like, any of those cooking competitions, but not this one.
No. This one's special.
Honestly don't think I understand watching any cooking competition that way. Like,
I'm trying to open my mind, Hannah. I gotta do something.
I know.
I gotta make this more palatable for myself. I gotta, find a way to live with myself now. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, okay. Like, a Top Chef, there's definitely some, which part is the good part? The wheat or the chaff? The wheat?
Yeah, that sounds good. Did you
Definitely
burn away the chaff?
Okay, so there's
You don't
definitely
burn
some
away the
chaff. There's definitely... Okay, great. There's definitely some chaff.
Should we go deeper into this?
At the beginning of a season of Top Chef, there's definitely some chaff that needs to be cut away at the beginning. There's some annoying characters that you just don't want to deal with. So in that sense, I guess I can understand, you maybe she's used to watching it that way, watching reality shows that way, and she doesn't believe that you'll care about every character that you meet in the Great British Bake Off, because she's never cared about every reality show person.
But you care about everyone.
You care about every single one. I hope they're all doing well right now.
I follow them on Instagram, and they all hang out with each other all the time.
Really?
Oh, so
that's
Martha
awesome.
just got engaged.
Awesome.
Martha Collision?
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't change her name. It's such a good name. So
I love how both
last
of you
name-
had a lag time on that. Where you
No, I was like, is it? And then I looked at him and was like, Collison, Hannah.
I saw it. Oh, man.
It's an honest mistake.
For any new listeners, I looked her up on Twitter one time, and I read her name, which is not Collision. It's Collison in 3 different places, and I was like, guys, did you know that her last name is Collision? Like a real asshole.
But that's the thing, we care about her. We care to know.
Yeah. We want to know.
We have
We went
Chetna's
through
cookbook.
a journey with her.
Yeah, and we learned about her and her family, and we saw her house, and how nice she is with people that she's competing with.
Yeah.
And how talented she is.
It's not the end of the world. I just, it's a small... It was a small affront, but I
You're
have
struggling
moved
with
on.
it. I can tell you're struggling with it.
My last item for you, I said I had 2, I actually have 3, is that we finished the Harry Potter books and... the
books?
movies.
Okay.
The movies. We finished the movies. Calm down. Finished the movies. I had, in fact, not seen the last movie, and I loved it.
Ah, good.
Is that
Yeah.
the one that I said was one of Kylie's favorite movies ever?
Yeah.
I don't even remember it. I should rewatch those too.
I don't really remember it either.
Yep. Well, they're on HBO now.
Go watch them now, HBO.
No, but not go. Don't. Not go, but go. Watch them now.
All this turmoil, they probably are also on HBO Go.
Most likely,
Oh,
yeah.
you're right.
I
But I
have
don't
two
know.
items before we start, too.
Oh, okay.
Number one is that I finished the third Foundation novel today,
Nice.
and it's probably my favorite so far. And I really just need everyone to read this series. It's so good and interesting and just fun to think about. I don't want to spoil anything, so I just want everyone to read it.
Noted.
And my second item is that I found out that I got into NC State today.
Hey, Ben!
Congratulations, Ben.
Woo! Which means, I mean, I don't think there was really much of a risk that I wouldn't get in anywhere, but it's been like a nagging fear in the back of my head. Like, remember, I had the stress
the
stream
anxiety
about it.
dream.
But now, no more anxiety, because
No more
I
anxiety.
definitely got in somewhere.
I definitely want you to get into your dream school, but I also really want you to come to NC State. You can come have family dinner with
Yeah,
us
it'd
every
be
week.
cool.
It'll be awesome.
Yeah. It would be... I wouldn't mind it,
Yeah.
going to NC State. I'm
It's a great
visiting.
school.
When they invited you to visit there, Ben, on their dime, did you not know that you had been admitted to the college yet? Or
No,
whatever?
I've had interesting experiences with 3 different schools now. So NC State, like the day before they admitted me, they sent me this email that was like, I just want you to, it was like this guy who was like, I just want you to know you're already pre-approved for funding to come visit us. You'll get an email later about the visit. And then like in the later email was like, sent to a larger group of people, and it was like register for the trip and you can request funding. So he was just telling me I already had it. And then
cool.
at 2 other schools, I've had professors email me, one professor from each, telling me that like they would like me to work in their lab, but I'm not officially admitted to either of those schools yet.
Wow.
So I guess they're like tipping their hand there.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like you might be getting some more letters pretty soon from those schools.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, that's
Man,
exciting.
Ben's a hot commodity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like,
I'm not surprised, but I am annoyed.
I expected disappointed.
I'm just kidding. I'm proud. Proud of you.
What's the word I'm looking? What's the emotion I'm feeling right now? Is it pride?
Hatred, anger. No, pride. It's pride.
Fear, anger, hate the dark side. But
Well, congrats, Ben. So excited.
Thank you. Me too.
graduations are in
Not
order.
till May.
I have a thing I just remembered that I could tell you guys about.
What's up?
I have now beaten 3 of the 4 divine beasts
Holy
in
shit.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, Kylie beat Breath of the Wild the other day too. Did I tell you that?
Breast of the Wild.
That's a game I'm interested in. I'm excited. I'm married.
Do you do you want to know which ones, Ben?
Yeah.
I mean, Erin, you can know too. Erin, mute us for a second. I'm only gonna tell Ben.
Mute you? Like you're gonna tell Ben. What?
I don't know. Take your headphones out, I guess. Is how you would do that.
What? What?
She took her headphones out. That was the joke. It was physical comedy on a podcast, which
We do that a
everybody
lot.
yeah. I beat the elephant, which you already knew.
Va Elefanto.
The water elephant. Then I beat Va Birdo.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember. Oh, Va Meadow. That's his real name.
Yeah.
And then I beat the Demogorgon one.
Va Lizardo.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a lizard until he gets good again, and then he's a Demogorgon. So, spoilers. And I'm really dreading doing the camel one. I've actually kind of like fallen off of plan. I've also
Va
been really busy.
Naboris. I actually remember that one.
Huh?
Va Naboris.
Naboris, that's right.
That's definitely the hardest one of the 4.
Really?
Yeah, I found it the hardest. I think Kylie did too.
Ian said the one he found the least fun was the one that I just did, the
Lizard?
Demogorgon.
Hmm.
And I didn't like the first part where you're in the dark, but after that, I
that
thought
one,
it was
yeah.
okay. I mean, I was really stressed out, but I beat that mini boss myself also.
Nice.
I think on the first try. So that's the second one.
So you're getting better.
Myself. I'm getting better. But I still like freak out about it a lot. That probably will never change.
I think the boss at the end of Vana Boris was definitely, even if the dungeon wasn't the hardest, that boss was the hardest of the 4.
Oh, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it.
Sounds like a really relaxing leisure activity.
I might just do a whole bunch of side quests and just like...
That's what I beat all 4, and now I'm just doing a fuck ton of side quests before I beat the game.
Yeah, I really don't want to do that. I've seen people do that, and it makes me no good. I do want to watch the speedrun.
Why not?
It's because it's just a lot. It's just so much work.
Don't
do
you
I
know?
do work all day. I'm always beating bosses.
To do a bunch of side quests?
Oh, no. Beating the main dude.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, like, when she beats the main dude, she can't play the game anymore because she's already beat it, so...
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, this is her time, really.
Yep.
If you think of shrines like Pokemon, then once I beat the main dude, I can't go back and catch more shrines.
You can.
I don't know. That analogy was very labored.
And incorrect, also.
Well, I can't. My own personal rules, Ben. This is a callback to a previous
Kylie has the same
episode.
thing. I don't really get it. Like,
It's not real. It's not a real rule.
no, but I mean that's an actual thing. Like, Kylie said once she beats the game, she's like not really going to play anymore because it's one of those games that after you beat the final boss, it just like reverts back to the state as if it's just before you beat the final boss, rather than like there being any post game afterwards.
Oh.
But she said she just like doesn't want to play it that badly since she's already killed the guy, but now he's still around, you know. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I don't really get it. I'm still gonna play it after I beat it for sure.
Ian's still playing it, but he did take a long break. Like, he didn't start really playing it again until I started playing it. And now he's like doing it when I'm not doing it.
Okay, I got you.
Sometimes
Cool.
you just want a break. All right, should we jump right in?
I think
We
we're
are well past
jumping
the
right
point of
in.
jumping right in.
Should we wade in gently then?
Yes. We
Yep.
shall.
I think we're like at our knees right now. We need
Yeah,
to get
really?
farther in.
Dip their toe in, then 1 foot at a time, and
All right.
it's weighted gently.
Okay.
I love that.
We're just adjusting to the temperature. It's fine. So, I'm first.
At our
this
own
week.
pace.
At our own pace. I always jump right into the pool, though. I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah, I'm a very much a rip the Band-Aid off sort of person. Just like jump in, get it over with,
Yep.
dive into the ocean.
Yep, same.
Absolutely. Have that hard conversation. Look, just like I'm 100% a jump right in sort of person.
Except on this ear snack.
Well, I'm not in a rush. We're just having a chat.
We're just having
What
a
are we
chat.
here for? We're not here for our obsessions. Let's all stop kidding ourselves, okay? We're here for the witty banter, okay?
They lend structure.
I really
Alright?
love how
They
you said witty banter like it was one word.
Witty banter.
Witty banter.
Witty banter. We're here for the witty banter, okay? The rarest of Pokemon. What's your obsession,
okay.
Hannah?
I had Thursday kind of snuck up on me, so I was
That was the ghost. The week.
so I was thinking about what should my obsession be, and I want to give a runner-up award to a podcast called Your Kickstarter Sucks, which is really funny. It's these two guys. I think they are in Tennessee, and they just like pick 6 terrible Kickstarters each week, and they do like enough research on them to be pretty sure that they're terrible, and then they talk about them, and like at like a certain point in every episode, one of them will just kind of like stop and just think for a second and be like, "This is stupid, right?" Like about whatever they're reading, and it's just very funny. And they do a lot of wit banter at the front of their podcast too, which I enjoy. But I thought to bring some variety, since I have done a podcast recently, I mean, as an obsession, that...
And you've also done a podcast recently.
Right. I'm just very, very in the podcast sphere right now. I thought that I would talk about another great love of mine, which is bar trivia.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So the reason that I saw my parents last night and why I was being so cagey about it earlier on is because I didn't want to spoil my obsession. We went to trivia last night at a new place that we hadn't been to before. And it was the first time that we've been to trivia together since I switched jobs, which was in December. For a long while, we were going almost weekly to a place that was near my old office. And so once I switched jobs, we like didn't have a place to go anymore. So we've been kind of like testing the water at other different places. Unfortunately, none of them are living up to the wonderful, what would you call him? Khal Drogo-esque libertarian that we left behind.
I just don't think he looks like Khal Drogo, except for the fact that he has long black hair.
So let me explain to you how we fell in love with trivia. Because Erin doesn't know as much about this as Ben does, and our listeners don't probably know anything about it, except our parents. They're listeners. They know everything. But
they know literally everything.
They know everything. I still haven't. I still look up to them like when I was a child. They know everything. They can do no wrong. But
that makes them great trivia partners.
Yes. Well, they are great trivia partners. So the way that our love of trivia started was that Ian and I used to live in an apartment that was in a town called Mansfield, and there was a bar that was like walking distance from our house, a restaurant bar, like an Irish pub called Flynn's. And one night we went in there just to have dinner, and it happened to be trivia night, and we had a great time doing trivia, just the two of us. But we have a few huge weak points, like pop culture, before the 90s, and sports. So just any sports.
And all sports of any generation.
Yeah. So we started inviting just like a rotating parade of people to come to trivia with us. And it was really nice because we could it went kind of late, but it didn't matter because we were like right next to our house and we could just like walk home. So one week my parents came. I keep on calling them our parents. We don't have the same parents. We're very much not related.
Hannah does this podcast with her brother and not her husband.
Yes. And my husband is not my brother either. So just glad we got that straightened out. So my parents one night came to trivia with us, and we had such a good time, and we did so well that they came back the next week, and we started developing all these traditions around it. Like we have a different name every week unless we've won the week before, and if we win the week before, then we have to come back the next week and we have to use the same name. And if we miss a week in between, like a week that we won, then we have to come back with a similar name but not exactly the same name.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And like Ian is like the keeper of the rules. He's very obsessive about them. It's like really funny some weeks, and the other weeks is really annoying, but it's like, it's him. And and also we had nemesis for a while. We were going weekly, and there was another team that was going weekly, and like every week we or they would win. It was always one of us. And so one week we both independently called each other our nemesis to Andrew, who's a trivia host. And so he got really excited and like told us both that we had done this. And for the rest of our time there, like we all referred to each other as our nemesis, whatever. And he would like, even when he was reading the names of the groups, at the beginning, he would always put our names next to each other so that we knew who the other team was, because we always had different names. So like, it was just really fun. And it was like, and we had these like insane winning streaks, and it was a great time. And even when we moved away, I was still working there, so we could go and I could hold a table for us and everybody else could show up a little bit later. But since I've left, we haven't done trivia as much, so we've been searching for something else. But this guy, Andrew, Ben's been part of the rotating cast of characters, Ben and Kylie both. And so he knows, like, I've never been to a better trivia. Like, he actually started out as part of, like, a kind of generic network of trivia hosts that, like, go around places. And eventually he, like, parted ways with them and started his own, like, trivia company. Now he's, like, called McCaughey Standard Trivia is what it's called. And he, like, does a couple of spots. It's nothing huge, but, like, he's broken out on his own because, like, he honestly does, like, writes much better questions than he was ever given, and is, like, very challenging and very fun and very charismatic, and people, like, show up for his trivia so he could do that.
That's cool. Awesome. And so your new work, the issue is that your new work is, like, farther away than
my old work was like 5 minutes from this bar, and my new work is like an hour to an hour and a half from this bar.
Holy cow.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of a bummer thing because we're not doing it as much anymore. But in general, I just really enjoy the trivia vibe, and I really enjoy when someone hosts a very challenging trivia night. But we're just like, we're ruined now. We're just ruined for trivia. We only like this one guy. There's nobody better than him.
Does he go to other places other than Mansfield?
Mm-hmm. And actually, a lot of them are in Rhode Island, which is where I work now, because that's where he lives. But that's not convenient for anybody else.
Yeah.
I used to go to a trivia that I really loved, and it was the same situation. It was like the guy wrote the questions, and he was such a funny, like, host, and the trivia was so good, and it was very popular and packed. And they would do a cool thing where there was also, like, the winning team got, like, $50 off their bar tab, and the winning team name would get a free pitcher of beer. And so cool. my favorite thing was to try to get, like, my personal goal was always to try to get the winning team name. Well, there were a lot of really good people. I never even got close to winning. Our team never got close to winning, but I did get winning team name once, so I can die happy. Did yours have a prize for when you won?
Yeah. When you won, you got a $50 gift card to use the following week at the bar.
Awesome.
Well,
so
it didn't have to be the next week.
Yeah, it didn't have to be the next week.
It couldn't be that trip, though.
No, it couldn't be that trip. We still have one, actually. The last time we went, we won, but we haven't been back since then. And I have no idea what our name was, so I don't know what we're going to do when we do go back. Uh-oh.
Maybe Ian remembers.
Probably, actually.
He's probably keeping tabs on that.
Yeah. He used to, sometimes the wait staff, like your waiter for the night, would, like, whisper answers to you. Or, like, people who were sitting near you, but they weren't playing, but they knew an answer. Like, they wouldn't... Sometimes people just yell things out, but sometimes they would lean over and be like, hey, this is the answer. That used to make him so upset.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, this is a serious competition.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer. I hope that you find the perfect place somewhere in between everybody, and that it's perfect and charmed.
Thank you. I will, for homework and in the homework and stuff, I'll post a link to Andrew's Facebook, because if anybody does live anywhere near any of those places and wants to play some really good trivia, this guy's worth checking out. Maybe he'll do something that's more conveniently located for us and we can go back to him.
Yeah, you should contact him. Have him move for you.
Have him move.
Have him move.
I mean, this is a second bedroom, so he could live here. Could just do trivia every night.
Yeah.
At home.
Change this podcast format.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
To him like narrating and us as being a trivia team.
That's... Well, then we'll always win, because we'll be the only ones.
I know. It's perfect. It's foolproof.
Amazing. All right. That's all I've got for you guys.
Good one.
Thank you. Trivia's fun.
Great job.
Everybody do trivia. It's fun.
Okay.
Erin's up next.
I am next. I have to say, I'm using these shitty headphones that I bought, and I should have known. I'm pretty sure they were, like, stolen, or they're, like, off-brand and put in stolen original Apple packaging, but they're just the most terrible headphones I've ever bought.
Oh, no.
So I'm not having trouble hearing you, it's just not the normal. With my other headphones, it sounded like you were in the room with me, and this, I'm like, what?
What happened to your other headphones?
They're around. They're just kind of old. I just need to get a quality pair of headphones is what I'm dragging my feet on.
Yeah. I like skull candy.
Yeah, I gotta treat myself. I want to get over-the-ear headphones.
Get some bows.
Get some bows. Gotta get some bows. You know what's funny is the noise-canceling headphones make me just a little nauseous. So I have to get some that aren't.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's a thing, apparently, I guess. Okay, mine isn't, you avoided a podcast because you've already done a podcast. I'm not going to do an original one, but I am going to do a twofer. Okay. I have two, kind of small ones that I've kind of been mildly obsessed with both this week.
Okay.
So, my first note is that I have been reading like a Ben. I finished 5 books in January.
Wow.
Nice.
One of them I started in December, but I'm counting it. Instead of saying I read 5 books, I finished 5 books. It's a little different. So one of them is the 2 books that I read in January. I posted on my lesbian movie reviews podcast Instagram about them. But they're a sequel. It was very fortuitous. I checked out the first one from the library. It was originally published in 2001. It was very good. It's called Pages for You by Sylvia Brownrigg. Brownrigg. It's like our last name with the word rig with 2 G's attached to it. Brownrigg. Really great book. Just completely engrossing. Was one of those books that you're done and you feel so unrequited and wanting for more, and then I don't know what I was doing. I must have been Googling for something else, and I saw that there was a sequel. Mm-hmm. So the first one had been published in 2001, and the sequel had just been released in 2017.
Wow.
Mid-year. Maybe late summer even.
Nice.
That was serendipitous.
I know. So I read it, and it was so good. So good. Just really beautiful writing. You can tell this author is, very literary, because, it's, sprinkled with literary references that are just really delightful, and her writing style is very beautiful. So it was perfect, and I posted about it on my movie review site. And a couple people were like, "Oh my gosh, I read the first one. I didn't know there was a sequel." Hey. So I feel like I'm doing my job.
Nice.
You're doing the Lord's work.
So the sequel is called Pages for Her. So it's Pages for You and then Pages for Her. Really loved them. Would recommend them to anybody. So that's my first obsession. The sequel, when I checked it out from the library, and was reading it during my lunch hour, kind of blowing off my, coworkers and lunch plans, and just devouring it. Mm-hmm. So that was pretty great. My second one is an album that I've been pretty obsessed with this week by a local artist that I really like. So this is a woman who is in a couple Durham bands, and just released a solo album, and she released the solo album under H.C. McEntire, McEntire, and the album's called Lionheart, and it's really, really good. I love every single song, and I can't even remember the last time I've, like, loved every song on an album. Mm-hmm. You know, normally there's, like, one or two that you're like, skip it. Mm-hmm. But this one I, like, have been loving every song on it. And it's exciting because she is playing a couple local shows to promote the album, and so we bought tickets to one of them. So that'll be next week.
And she's local. She's from your area. She lives in your area.
Yeah, she lives in Durham, but she tours all around, and she, like, recorded this album. Like, she was on, like, the last Amy Ray album, and I think, like, people like, you know, Bon Iver have like helped with this album, so she's kind of, like, tied into kind of even though it's, like, local, it's kind of like the more, you know,
cool,
not mainstream, but I guess, like, national sort
she's
of
a
thing.
big deal is what you're saying.
Yeah, she's not a small deal. And it's funny now, I'm just remembering this. So she's in another band. I don't know if you've heard of Mount Moriah, but that's like, she's the lead woman on that band. And I really love her music, and she writes kind of not country, but kind of like twangy southern music, but queer music too. So it's like really really appealing to me. Mm-hmm. And she used to bartend at this bar I used to go to a lot. Huh. And I have this memory of, like, being pretty drinky and being in the restroom and trying to get a paper towel, but realizing that the paper towels had all, like, clogged into this, like, huge knot, like, inside the paper towel machine. And I was like, I can fix this. And so I was like, I mean, this will give you an idea of how drinky I was, because I, like, go to the bar and I'm like, can I borrow a knife? I'm gonna fix your paper towel dispenser. And she, like, gave me a knife. Like a huge knife. But it was, like, really sweet, like, so sweet and, like, smiley, and, like, was finding this very humorous. But she gave a drunk person a knife. And then I walked into the bathroom and, like, sawed off the paper towel roll.
Did you fix it?
Yeah, I fixed it, and I brought it back to her, and I was like, I fixed it. But that was her. I wonder if she remembers that. Like, or actually, the show we're gonna see is gonna be at that bar. I had this, like, daydream of, like, her telling the story. She's like, one time I was bartending here, and this drunk lesbian asked for a knife, and I gave it to her. Like, what kind of...
Because, like, she probably didn't know what you were talking about. You're like, I'm gonna fix the paper towels. Like, she probably didn't know. It probably hadn't been broken for that long.
It wasn't like a paring knife. It was like a long knife. It was very long. It was very effective. It was great. It did the job.
Maybe she knew exactly what you were doing. Maybe that happened to her once a night. Some handy lesbian came over to fix the constantly broken paper towel machine.
That's what it is. That's what it is. She's like, that's probably handy lesbian, because that's all you have, right? I'm kidding. But
sorry, I try to be reductionist about you. You're a whole person.
I am not a very handy lesbian, as a matter of fact. I'm handy with a knife. But jokes, like, that wouldn't even be an issue these days, because now I carry a pocket knife all the time. Anyway, so those are my things. Those books and that album, really great stuff.
What's that artist's name again?
H.C. McEntire, McEntire.
Like,
cool.
The entire
McEntire.
Can I do a little bonus obsession?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just take my whole time.
Yeah, take Ben's time.
It's really quick, but I want to tell this story because nobody at my work likes cats. So I got a new phone, and it's not an iPhone, but you can unlock it with your face. And And
I can unlock mine with my face if I like type in my password with my freaking tongue.
it's a Samsung. I'm a Samsung Galaxy loyalist now. This is my second Samsung Galaxy phone. This one is the S8. And anyway, when I went and got the phone, the guy at the store was like so amazing. I've never like actually had someone successfully do this, but he actually transferred like all of my phone's information from the old phone to the new phone, including my Wi-Fi password I didn't have to type back in, and including my lock screen picture and my background picture on my phone.
Wow.
Like everything. It was
Galaxy.
amazing. In the whole Galaxy. So, and it wasn't even like I didn't use my backup. You're supposed to like back it up every night. I was not doing that shit. So, anyway, I had this new phone and it had all the same old pictures on the everything. And I was like, I should have put some new pictures on here. So I had a picture of my cat, Handsome Jack, as the lock screen. And I had a picture of my two cats together as the background on the phone. And
Because fuck your husband.
yeah. So I was like, I need to pick a new picture of my cat for the lock screen. So, because fuck my husband. So I went through and I found one that I really liked, and I chose it and set it as the whatever, and I went to like go live my life. And today, as I was living my life, every time I would turn my phone on, I would see this new picture that I had just put up. It's this picture where Jack is winking at me. It's
He's
so
winking.
fucking cute, and it would make me so happy. And then while I was still staring at it and enjoying it, the phone would fucking unlock because it recognized my face, and I was staring right at it, and I was getting really mad at my phone because it wasn't letting me look at my lock screen. So that's my little bonus.
First world problem. My lock screen is of my dog, and my home screen is of my wife, and Molly's lock screen is of me, and her home screen is of the dog. And I'm wondering what that says about either of us.
Ben, what are yours?
My lock screen is Como, the picture of him like on top of the cabinets peeking over at me while I'm cooking. Mm-hmm. And then my background is a picture from a graphic novel series I really like called Saga, which I think I might have talked about on the podcast. Maybe not. I actually don't remember.
Do you guys change your pictures very often?
I've had this one on for almost a year.
Look at that freaking babe.
Oh, what a freaking babe.
Freaking babe.
Oh my god.
I don't. Chloe, every time she's over, takes a picture of her frickin' face and sets it as my lock screen and background. So
that's your little sister.
Yeah, my little sister. So I usually change it back to what it was normally, but every once in a while I'll change it, but not often.
I still have dozens of pictures up her nose from when she got a hold of my phone.
Yeah.
She likes to do that.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yep.
So, Ben, what's your obsession? Go.
Oh, I'm really excited about mine.
Okay.
Well, this is the place for friends to talk about what they're really excited about.
Yeah. That's the criteria.
You've met the minimum requirements.
Well, for one reason, I'm like super excited about this one because I feel like a lot of the things we talk about tend to be like relatively
nerdy,
like transient. Like they're things that we're obsessed with for a little bit, and then we kind of move on from. Like even books that we really like
right.
You know, maybe you'll come back to them years from now. Mm-hmm. But like this show that I'm watching is, I know I'm gonna watch it at least once a year, I think, and I'm really excited about it. It's a very famous, very critically acclaimed show called The West Wing.
Oh, The West Wing.
Yeah. Have either of you watched it?
No.
I've watched, I think, the first season or two. I think maybe Ian's watched all of it. We might have, lost the thread a little bit.
So good. It's so good that... So I really want to start watching it, and Kylie, said she didn't really want to watch a political show. Mm. And then I started watching it and finished the first season and kept talking about how good it was. So she started watching it, and then after the first episode, she was like sucked in just like I was. So now
After the first episode.
yeah, it was the same for me. Like, explain what context? Kylie's yelling at
Podcast
me.
interference. Podcast interference.
Podcaster interference. Kylie said, yeah, she did want to watch it. She just didn't feel like watching it now. Also, I knew about the show before you told me about it.
Absolutely, Kylie. Absolutely.
We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
Kylie, we get
No,
it.
yeah, I know. She thinks that
we're living in hell.
She thinks
We
that I
understand.
disparage her on this podcast when I don't.
Kylie, we have more respect for you than...
Anyone.
That's not what I was going to say. It wasn't what I was going to say, but then I was like, that's a mean thing to say. But it's too late. That's not true. But we have so much respect for you, Kylie. The same amount.
We have the same amount of respect that we have for
Ourselves.
Yeah.
Anyway, I encourage everyone to watch the first episode, but be warned, you will be sucked into watching more and more and more.
That's my old trick, Ben. That's my old trick where I'm like, just read the first book. Don't read the whole thing.
It's
You
like,
don't have to read the whole thing. You don't have to watch the whole season. Just watch the first episode.
Watch the first episode. That's all you have to do. You turn it off. You forget it forever. Where are you watching it, Ben?
Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, last time I was asking him where he was watching a show, he's like some fucking like black dark web.
We're still watching that on that weird website, by the way.
Oh, you never sent me that link, but I don't want it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I don't want to get like audited by the FBI. That's not right. That's not right.
The West Wing, I think, has like the best writing of any show I've ever
Is
watched.
that Erin Sorkin?
It is
Yeah.
Aaron Sorkin.
He's teaching a master class about writing.
Is he? Well, he's
Yeah.
qualified. Fuck, the writing's good.
We were just this week on Awful Squad. They were talking about Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. Do you remember that show?
Nope.
It was a show that it was an Aaron Sorkin show. It came out the same year or same season or whatever as 30 Rock. And it was like also about a show like SNL, but it wasn't really a comedy. It was like an Aaron Sorkin show. You know, like the Newsroom and all the other stuff. So
Yeah.
the funny thing though was, so it flopped. It got canceled. Dad watched it. I watched it with him. And I thought
The
it was
name
fine.
sounds familiar.
Huh?
The name sounds familiar, so I might have like remembered Dad watching it.
Yeah, it was fine. I mean, I liked it, but like I kind of understand why people didn't, because if you're watching a show about like a comedy show, it was very dramatic for that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But anyway, the funny thing that has to do with that about Awful Squad this week is that Travis McElroy, the middle brother, who sometimes is like the most loud and obnoxious one, he like doesn't actually work at Polygon, but he shows up for the second hour of these streams. But this week he showed up while they were still playing, and they were like in a really tense moment, and like Justin had like briefly mentioned Studio 60, and Travis went into like a 15-minute like dissertation on why Studio 60 didn't work and what was good about it, what was bad about it, and about Aaron Sorkin and all his different shows and stuff, and like would not drop it while they were all trying to like win a poker match. It was great. Love that shit.
Some good shit.
Fresh 10.
Yeah, but Aaron Sorkin, he writes good stuff.
He does.
Have you guys seen those masterclass like previews and stuff?
No, I haven't.
I'm fucking all about them. I like love watching. I'll send you the link for his. Do you know the premise?
No.
They like, it's like a bunch of like celebrities or like experts in their field like teaching online video classes. So they like professionally filmed these series of like, has like Annie Leibovitz has one, Aaron Sorkin has one, Hans Zimmer,
Wow.
what's the fuck is his name? Ron Howard. Like just like a ton of famous celebs. Serena Williams is doing one.
Aaron Sorkin is one of those guys who's got, like, such a distinct style of writing. And does he direct these shows, too?
I think he directs some of them.
He's got, like, such a distinct style that it's incredibly easy to, like, make fun of or to imitate in a mocking way. But and like when I'm watching people make fun of what he writes and does, I'm always like, yeah, they're right. Okay, he's stupid. That's not like life at all. But then when I'm like watching an Aaron Sorkin show, I'm like very much enjoying myself.
So we're supposed to just watch the first episode, Ben.
Yeah, just watch the first episode.
Nothing will.
And you know what? I like, not only is the writing so good, all of the regular cast are so like amazing in it. And I've been like, a lot of them I haven't seen in a lot of other stuff except for like Rob Lowe and Bradley Whitford's in Get Out.
Isn't what's her face Isn't that woman in it? Sorry.
Wow. Are you thinking of Allison Janney, who's in I, Tonya?
Yes.
Yes. Wow.
What is she in?
She's in I, Tonya. She plays Tonya Harding's mom.
Oh, yeah, that woman.
Well, that's not what I know her from.
She's amazing in The West Wing. She won 4 Emmys for The West Wing.
Wow.
And actually, so because I hadn't seen a lot of other people in this, or a lot of people in the show in other stuff, I was looking them up like to see what they've been in. And on almost all of their Wikipedias, it says like they're most known for playing whoever in The West Wing, for which they got nominated and won an Emmy in this year and this year. Like, every single one of them at least got nominated for an Emmy.
Wow.
It's because they're really, really good.
Well,
and also I learned while looking it up, do you know what Martin Sheen's real name is? Do you know Martin Sheen's real name?
Martin Gloss?
Nope. Do you have a guess, Hannah?
No.
Frederick Douglass.
It's Ramon Antonio Gerardo Estevez.
No, it fucking isn't.
Yes,
Did you see that on
is.
Wikipedia?
Yeah.
I thought he might be an Estevez, but I wasn't sure.
He is. His son is Emilio Estevez.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez are brothers.
Who's Emilio Estevez?
I don't know.
He was
a name that sounds familiar.
He was
singer, right?
No, he was the
He was
guy
an
who
actor.
played the punk in
The Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club, yeah. The guy with the fist up at the end.
Yeah.
That's Emilio Estevez. Pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right.
Was Allison Janney? I'm on Allison Janney's IMDb page right now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like she was also the mom in a show I used to watch called So Weird.
She looked familiar to me when I started watching The West Wing.
It was so long ago. When would that have been?
Oh, you know who else is in it? A really young Dule Hill.
Dule.
Do you know? Did you ever watch Psych?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Gus from Psych. But, like, he's super young in it. Also, Elizabeth Moss plays the president's daughter.
Oh.
And she's, like, 18, I think. She's super young. Also really good. Just such a good cast and good writing and everything. And also, like, I don't know. I'm just watch the first episode. I could talk forever.
Okay, just an update for you guys. It was not Allison Janney who was in So Weird. It was Mackenzie Phillips.
Thank you so much for that update.
Which is Allison Janney's birth name.
Well, it's not, but they do look pretty alike. And in So Weird, Mackenzie Phillips played a touring rock star who brought her preteen daughter with her, and then she would solve ghost mysteries while her mom was performing and stuff.
That's like just like something you would watch faithfully.
It was good.
My headphones keep falling on my damn ears. Sorry. This piece of shit.
Oh, man.
Oh, also, the woman who played Rizzo in Grease plays the first lady in The West Wing.
Yeah, I thought
Fun
a lot of
fact.
people went on to do big things with their careers after The West Wing.
Well, Grease was before The West Wing. but yes.
And point in our conversation would that have been an appropriate thing to say. But this was like just the one time where it wasn't.
Listen, I'm trying to figure out what happened to the daughter from So Weird over here. I'm not.
A, is Grease bigger than the West Wing? Maybe. But B, there's no way that timeline works out.
Yeah, it's like 20 years earlier.
It's just a thing I wanted to say.
You chose the worst time.
Oh no!
Oh man!
This
After Face Off, John Travolta went on to do a pretty incredible role of Grease.
God, this girl stopped acting. She's not acting. She hasn't acted since 2011. Sad.
Sad.
Anyway, I'll talk about So Weird next week.
Okay. I'm done talking about the West Wing. Just watch the first episode.
It's a trap. Molly and I just finished
actually, I do
Mrs.
want to say
Maisel.
one more thing about it. I do want to say one more thing about the West Wing.
Okay, fine.
It's really... Part of the reason that I got so sucked into it is that it's like this weird kind of escapism where like the White House I'm watching in that show feels like much more real than the current White House. Because it's like a lot more like how a White House should be. And not just like because the president's a Democrat in the West Wing, but like because it's because our reality is hell and so surreal, you know? That it's like I'm escaping to a better reality.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? No, do you ever feel like depressed while you're watching it, thinking about that fact?
No, because I don't think about it while I'm watching it. Because it's like while I'm watching it, Josiah Bartlett is my president.
Do you ever
And
feel
he
like
struggles with important moral issues, and he has a PhD in economics and is a Nobel laureate in economics, so he knows what he's talking about, and he thinks about all of his decisions, both morally and politically, not just politically, you know? Like, yeah. No, it doesn't depress me because that's where I am when I'm watching it.
do you ever feel
I'm there.
like a depressed stick bag?
Sometimes.
Do you ever thought it was a bird, but it was just a paper bag?
Do you ever thought it was a bird? Every time.
Okay. Should we do homework?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
My homework is go find Mackay Standard Trivia.
my homework is go fuck yourself. That's what I thought you were gonna say.
Too. I totally was like, oh my, oh, okay. My homework is to go fuck yourself.
My homework is go find yourself at a trivia night. Preferably a Mackay Standard Trivia night if you live in the Providence to Mansfield-ish area in the Northeast. And my Twitter is Anthropology. Like, anthropology is the study of people with an H at the beginning of it. And a Y at the end of it. Erin, what's your homework?
What up? Well, I'm gonna put in a second for Ben's homework from last week. I think it was to watch Mrs. Maisel.
A couple weeks ago.
Just 2 weeks
A couple weeks ago. Really great. Loved it.
Couple three, maybe.
My homework is to check out from your library or buy the books Pages for You, which you should read first, and then Pages for Her by Sylvia Brownrigg, and then to listen on Spotify or wherever you get your music to H.C. McEntire's album Lionheart. Lionheart, one word.
What's your Twitter?
Oh, my Twitter's @EarnBurn, and you can find my movie reviews and books and other miscellaneous things at Lesbian Movie Reviews on Instagram.
Yeah.
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 Love it.
My homework is to watch the first episode of West Wing on Netflix. Just watch the first episode. Haha. My Twinder is at NE Disco Greg. I post pictures of my kooky kitty.
Kooky kitty. Oh my goodness.
He's a good boy.
I'm going to post that picture that keeps making me smile so much of my kitty on our podcast Twitter this week. So people know why I'm getting mad at my phone. First world problems hashtag.
Boom, boom. We should all send in our lock screens and we can show them.
Yeah, good idea. Take screenshots of them.
Yep.
It'll be like a little slice of life. Slice of our lives.
Slice of life.
Slice up your life.
Okay.
Whoa.
In 2 pieces. This is my last resort.
That's weird. We talk about slice of life a lot, but we never consider the process of slicing your life into pieces.
Except for that one, whoever that is.
Band. That band.
Who is that?
Somebody
Roach?
needs to mash up
Is it?
that Spice Girls song and that Papa Roach song.
I don't know if it's Papa Roach. Papa Roach asterisk, not sure if that's who it is.
Oh, you sounded really confident. I feel like we could fool people.
No, I definitely had a question mark at the end of my voice.
Oh my god. It is Papa Roach.
Oh, yeah.
So I
did
typed
not
in
have a
Cut
question
My
mark.
Life into Google, and the song Cut My Life, or the song is called Last Resort. Cut My Life into Pieces is the second result. The top result is Cut My Life into Pizzas.
What? Is that because you've searched that before?
I've never searched that.
That's a good lock screen, Ben.
Oh, I did
Thanks.
mine at the same exact time.
You did?
Hold on, mine's going. Mhm.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm texting it now. I don't have great service, but I did, mine is the same time.
Mine is going to be a minute later now.
You
You
fucker.
really wake up at 9:30 tomorrow? No, that's today.
Yeah.
Oh man, how luxurious.
Yeah, seriously.
Did you get mine?
I got it.
He's such a freaking sweet little baby boo, just freaking nice.
Anyway, our podcast Twitter, where you can find these photos that I just got sent, and my own photo, is at 2broadpod. TOO.
Broad Pod.
Broad pod as in a pod of narwhals. And by the way, the reason that we reference narwhals a lot is because Erin doesn't believe that they're real. They exist.
That they're a real. That's right.
Yeah, so that's that. And
I just there's more. There's a whole. I talk about this at length in one of our episodes. That's that. I don't believe they're real. That's all. That's all there is about that.
check out, I think
It's complex. It's a complex feeling.
it's maybe episode 2 or 3, I think, that you talked about that in depth. It's towards the end of the episode. So just guys, do your best. Just listen to all of it. Just listen to
Just do your best.
just listen to everything that we've ever recorded, and then you'll know everything.
Just listen to the first episode. No, it's not the same. Here's what it is. It's like my belief in ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts, but I still can't help but feel like they might be real. It's I definitely know that narwhals are a thing, but I can't help but think that they're not.
It's like they're reverse ghosts.
That's not what it sounded like when you first talked about it.
What?
You sounded like you were convinced that they did not exist.
Well,
I mean, for comedic effect, I lean into it a little more.
Well, also,
now you've
we got a
ruined
review
the
from a
mirage.
narwhal, so I feel like maybe that's part of why her attitude's changed
People change,
a
Ben.
little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
I need you to give me some space to grow as a person.
None of us, listen, I guess we should have made this clear at the top of every episode, but none of us should be held to anything we say on any of these podcast episodes. After
Maybe a recorded record of what we're saying, but we never said any of that.
after like a couple of weeks, sometimes I go back and listen and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. And like,
Yeah.
that's fine. That's the nature of transient obsessions. And we
That's right.
shouldn't feel like we have to remember what the fuck we're talking about.
Live in the moment. We don't even remember Westworld. How are we supposed to remember our obsession from, like, when we first started?
Right. Exactly.
Like, this is, what, our 23rd episode?
Ooh, shit.
Yeah, that's actually right.
That was 23 fucking weeks ago.
Yeah.
How many months is that? That's a lot of
It
months.
was more than that, because our first episode,
Yeah.
we recorded like a long time before it came out, too.
Yeah, that's
It was
true.
even longer than that.
So,
It's almost
don't at me.
a half a year.
So fuck off, listeners, I think is what we're all saying.
I just really love the
and we
phrase
hate
"don't
you.
at me." I wish it came up more.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a good one.
Okay.
Very Twitter-centric, but it's good.
But yeah. So our email is waytoobroad@gmail.com. And then also you can leave us a review also if you want to do that. Those are the last things I had to say.
On
we-
Podknife as well as iTunes.
Yeah.
On Podknife.
True story. I could put up a link to our Podknife page too. I'm going to send them a better picture for it.
I'm a Podknife. I'm
I'm a Podknife.
Yeah, and we'll sing that song for you if you review us on Podknife.
I'm a Podknife. I'm a Podknife.
I'm a
I'm a
Podknife. You're a pat of
Podknife.
butter.
He's a pat of butter.
Butter?
If I get a chance, I'm gonna show him that.
No, if I get a review, I'm going to show him that at the end of the
He's never gonna need another, never need another.
podcast. Okay. Okay, wait.
We didn't get any emails, did we?
Oh, I don't think so, but let me double check. Oh, wait, we did.
Hey!
We got 2 emails from Aunt Brown.
On Brown.
Wow!
Yeah. Okay. These are a surprise to all of us. Okay. The first one is titled Sourdough Update.
Oh.
It's from 2 days ago. I guess I have to link the email on the new phone because I didn't see these. Okay. Have now made 2 batches with my newly created sourdough starter. Yesterday's loaves, best so far. Hopefully I can keep this going. Nice and sour.
Awesome. Aunt Brown, you should send me some pictures. Text me some pictures, okay? Is she gonna audibly say okay?
And then there's a second paragraph. Also, for the record, I did not say last week was well done because Erin was absent. I was impressed by Hannah's editing solutions. She said that time passage sound was amazing. Should use every week.
Yeah, it's good. I really like it.
Thank you. It got a little out of sync, and I know that, but I tried.
Oh, no.
Okay. And then also, so this was an email that is titled Harry Potter, and she wrote, "Hey guys, I wanted to offer Hannah's work friends use of our Harry Potter books. We have 12.
What?
They have 12.
Oh, because we got the British versions of a lot of them,
yeah,
too.
because every year they would come out in July, and Dad would be traveling, and we'd need at least 2 copies at home for all of us, because we all wanted to read them right away, so we'd buy like 3 copies. So here's the inventory. 3 Order of the Phoenix, 1 of them ordered from England.
Order of the Phoenix ordered from him.
1 Goblet of Fire, also from England, because you could get them earlier that way, I think. 2 Deathly Hallows, 3 Half-Blood Prints, 1 Chamber of Secrets, 1 that she calls Sorcerer's Stone here, but I think we all know what that means. Only soft cover. Bonus, The Cursed Child. And it says, we were completely obsessed as a family, thus the multiple copies, and also impatient, which is why we had to order from England prior to release in America. Feel free to share. Now, Mom, I have to say, I don't think I'm going to be able to talk anybody at work into reading those, but I might want to borrow some of them. So.
I didn't hear Prisoner of Azkaban, did I?
No, you didn't.
What the fuck?
But if you read 2 Deathly Hallows, it's like basically the same thing.
Just double down.
Is that the exchange rate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny that they have 12 of them, but they don't have every book.
There's a problem with the system.
So
I have a problem with how our mother chose to list them very out of order for some reason.
Very confused about that. Couldn't take the fucking time. Put them in order.
well, you can take it up with her.
So listeners, send us an email. We'll criticize it.
How did she sign off her emails?
Feel free to share.
Oh.
Wait.
I was wondering if she signed off as Aunt Brown again.
Wait, there's a little ... No, it just says her actual name.
Oh. I mean, that is her actual name. So. I don't know what you're talking about.
Her legal name. Yeah, no, she didn't actually sign either of them.
Well, thanks for the emails, Aunt Brown. Always appreciate it.
Thanks for the emails.
Always a joy.
Mama, and thanks, Erin, for asking about emails.
Send me a picture of your sourdoughs.
And that probably goes for anybody. If anybody's made any sourdough bread and is listening to this and you have pictures, send them to Erin.
No, send them to me.
Yeah. Or to the...
She loves that shit.
Or to the ear snack, but mostly to Erin.
Yeah. At me.
Do at me.
Do at me. Do at me.
Okay. I think that's all of it. Wait.
Now we're getting out of the pool.
Okay. The podcast candle is extinguished.
It's off.
Everybody jump out. The pool's getting cold now. Oh my god!
Ah!
Bye, Narwhal. Bye, Narwhal. Wow. I go too easy on you. You guys don't even know
I really don't.
how the intro goes?
I don't remember.
A place for friends to talk about things that make them sound crazy.
That's old.
That's the old one.
Oh. Is
place-
there a new one?
Yeah.
I have not
Is
observed
it talk about things you're really, really excited about? Oh, sorry.
What was
Really,
that?
really
Como's knocking
ridiculously
shit over.
excited about.
Yes, that sounds
Come on,
right.
Chromo.
Oh no, Chromo! Earlier, you exclaimed something about Chromo. About Como. And Hannah was like, oh no, Chromo.
But I think I said Como, but we weren't recording, so there's no way to know.
So Erin's
You
right.
said Chromo. Yeah, I'm right. I'm right, you're wrong.
I guess that's one perspective. Okay, are you guys ready
No.
to shut up now?
Nope.
Never.
You can't make me.
This is like the specific hour of the week where we come to not shut up.